This is another one of those really interesting pieces that I know almost nothing about. I have to thank Andrew, Knife Rabbit, over on Instagram for dragging me over to the dealer table to check this thing out. He saw it sitting in the display case, and his radar just pinged, and man, it was spot on. This thing has so much weird stuff going on. It starts out with a very heavily assisted mechanism that you can see has a extension spring with a guide rod inside it that runs all the way up to the tang of the blade there. Ooh. Focus. It hooks into a little pivot area in the tang of the blade there, and is the guide rod is pushing the blade open by the spring pulling the guide rod up. It's basically the opposite of the old Blackie Collins strut and cut mechanism. A little harder to see because it's buried deeper in there. But on these, you've got a guide rod that has a compression spring, like the strut on a motorcycle. That's where Blackie got the idea for these. One of the early assisted opening mechanisms. This one, like I said, is basically the opposite of that. And that is only the very beginning of the weird. It is a very long, weird arc for the thumb, but once you get it, it snaps open with feeling. I guess I should have mentioned, this is made by Terry Renner. This is basically the only information I have on it. He did a couple collaborations with CRKT, it looks like, but and he was the 3-time president of the Florida Knife Makers Guild, but that's about the only information I can find on the internet about it. Really, really neat grind on this with that little tiny tanto tip. Really crazy lines, and no visible means of unlocking it. You've got this little toggle here. That is actually a safety, and you can see the blade focus. Oh my god, there we go. All right, lock the focus for a second. The blade tang is actually thinned out right there. There's something going on. And what you actually do, this little separate section of the inlay, you can see it's all one piece on this side. Separate one on this side. You push that and it flexes the blade tang over off of that locking post. That post is your lock. That hole in the blade is where it engages with that post, and it flexes up and over and latches. It locks up just a teeny bit of vertical play, no side-to-side play to speak of. And like I said, that safety mechanism blocks the tang from flexing over. You can't inadvertently push the button. It's a weird one. It really is. It's got some neat thought put into it. It's got a ton of thought put into it. One of the things, let me unlock the focus again, that I noticed is when you unlock it, it automatically kicks forward just slightly enough that it doesn't relock. So you don't actually have to have your finger on the blade and unlock and push it to keep it from relocking. That's kind of cool. You can just hit it and then close it. It feels like a very highly refined prototype. There's a lot of things that are just slightly off, like how it seems like the thumb studs were placed a little close to the spine of the blade and then ground flush. I don't know if that's intentional or not. There's an extra hole in the blade. Where did I see it? On this side, right there. There's that hole in the blade. I can't figure out anything that interacts with that. I don't know if maybe that was a different place to put the actuation for the assisted opener to get a different spring tension. to make it a little lighter, maybe. But there's no corresponding hole on the other side, like there is with the one that's actually used. So was that a, oops, that was too light, move it down? I don't know. There's what appears to be some sort of a second guide rod or guide mechanism pivoting in this liner. It's pocketed out. I haven't taken this apart yet. Focus. It's pocketed out. There's something going on in there. There's another little, I don't even know if I can get it on camera. I just noticed it when I was looking it over before the video. Coming out of the back spacer, focus. Oh my god. Alright. Lock the focus. Coming out of the back spacer, there's another little nub that comes up and looks like maybe it's some sort of adjustment for where that lever is pivoting. Again, it doesn't appear to interact with anything, but it's there, and I have questions. I can't find anything comparable to this on the internet. I can't find any other Terry Renner custom assisted openers. There was another piece at the dealer's table that was a non-assisted opening version of kind of the same lock with a slightly different safety mechanism. I feel like that was also probably a prototype. Sadly, it seems Terry Renner passed away in 23, according to the bio on Arizona Custom Knives. So we can't ask him. If anybody knew Terry and has any information on this, I would love to know more. It's very cool. Oh, and coincidentally, before anybody else mentions it, both of these mechanisms are very similar to that new pneumatique knife that people keep sending me links to today, that has a big piston kind of thing on the outside of the scale, and you can swing it back and forth to open and close it. It's basically the same mechanism, just brought outside. It's cool. It's goofy. I dig it. If they're cheap, I'll probably pick one up. But it's not really new. It's a rehash of something Blackie Collins did 30 years ago. Good old Blackie. Anyway, so yeah, really, really cool Terry Renner assisted opener. I'd love to know more if anybody has any more information. Definitely a cool piece for the weird mechanism collection. And I'm really stoked that Andrew dragged me over to that dealer table and I snagged this thing. So there you go.